Religious leaders termed it the solution to the violence witnessed during and after every election. Now, the two lobby groups say that elections in the country had become competitive as it only benefited a few at the expense of a majority. They were appearing before the Building Bridges initiative at the KICC today. Now, NTV's Silas Apollo joins us live from the KICC with more. Silas?
Yes, Gladys, a pretty sunny day here at KICC, a break from the morning weather, which was a bit chilled. And today, of course, the Building Bridges initiative was holding a public participation forum where they were taking views from members of the public that include the Central Organization of Trade Union, KOTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli, as well as religious leaders from NCCK, the Catholic bishops, SUPKEM, Hindu, amongst others. The concern today was how then can we address the competitiveness of the elections, which have been blamed for the violences that follow every general election in the country. Some of the proposals given first to present was KOTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli, who argues that we need to look into our governance issues into the constitution, and for that he proposes that the elections of the president should be rotational, so that it's not only one community or probably the communities that have the largest numbers that then benefit from the presidency. He says that is one of the reasons why the elections have been competitive, one of the reasons why every election has been a winner-take-it-all situation. The second proposal, of course, by Atwoli was that we need to look into the Chapter 6 of leadership and integrity. He says we've had a scenario where we elect leaders who have integrity issues, and that is to blame for the corruption cases that we have, that is to blame for the messes that we have in our leadership system, that is to blame for the inequality in the allocation of resources and all that. Second to present was the religious leaders who argue that, of course, they also want a change into the election system. They want the presidency to be watered down so that it doesn't become competitive, and for that they're proposing creation of positions such as the Prime Minister position, which he says would be awarded to different communities, and so that it makes the elections less competitive. They also want the number of MPs reduced. They say that is to blame for the bloated wage bill that we're experiencing as a country. And besides that, they also want counties to be strengthened more to improve equity through the development, and for that they want the Senate to improve allocation to counties, the Commission on Revenue Allocation, as well as the Salaries and Remuneration Commission to work on salaries so that they are harmonized. Besides that, of course, this issue of corruption has also come up, where there's call to make corruption a national issue. Some of the proposals on reducing corruption is to bar officials of government from doing business with the national government, also to bar them from doing tenders with the national government. So it's been more of a conclusive and a very comprehensive presentation that have been made by those two leaders. Of course, the Building Bridges initiative will be continuing to receive more feedback from members of the public and from small stakeholders as it geared towards giving its presentation to the President and to the Prime Minister after the handshake. So we'll be following this up closely to just see what comes up and inform you more in our subsequent bulletins. Back to you, Gladys.
Silas Apollo speaking to us from the KICC, where the 14-member Building Bridges Initiative Committee is actually meeting KOTU and religious leaders, even as they pursue ways to keep cohesiveness in the country. More details coming from that meeting in our subsequent bulletins. We now cross over to Malindi Police Station for an update on the kidnapping of an Italian woman Tuesday night by gunmen during an attack that occurred at Chakama Trading Center in Magarini constituency. A gang of armed men stormed to the shopping center and started shooting indiscriminately before abducting the 23-year-old Italian lady identified as Silvia Romano, a volunteer with Africa Milele Onless, a non-governmental organization operating in the area. They injured 5 people. NTV's Kevin Mutai is now at Malindi Police Station. Kevin, what is the latest?
Well, thank you so much, Gladys. Like you've just said it, we have been following up on these issues since yesterday when we got here. Of course, the search and rescue mission is still going on with a combined effort from security personnel from the Kenya Defense Forces and the administration police working together to try and in pursuit of these attackers who attacked a trading center in Chakama, that is in Magarini's constituency in Kilifi County. And the search and rescue rescue mission is still going on, and the officials here, the security officials here, are doing what they can. Of course, they have eyes both in the air and on land to ensure that, of course, also security of the residents around that area is being maintained, and of course to calm the tension. As at yesterday, the situation was a bit, the residents there were a bit tensed, and of course after some of the retaliatory attacks that we witnessed there, whereby 3 people were ambushed and attacked in what some of the residents claimed was in retaliation to a situation whereby gunmen attacked 5 of their own, and they're currently nursing the injuries at Malindi Sub-County Hospital. And here with me is the regional coordinator, that is the regional commander, Noah Muivanda, just to bring us up to speed on how the operation is going on in the vast forest of in the Galana Gulalu, where the attackers escaped and fled with the Italian aid worker who was working with a non-governmental organization at the trading center in Chakama. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Yeah. Just bring us up to speed on the ongoing operation.
Yeah, I want to say that and rather report that the search and rescue mission is ongoing, and of course on the ground we are doing very well. So far we have been able to recover some 2 motorcycles that apparently were used by these abductors. So following that, we want to believe that we are following the right leads to make sure that we nab them and bring them to book. Yeah, we are not very much aware, far from where they must be. We are in fact closing in to make sure that we arrest them. And I want to appeal to the local leadership that they should be able to come and be able to work with us, give us information that will assist us to be able to arrest these abductors. Yeah.
There have been concerns that residents are complaining that you took time, your officers took time to get to the place despite them having raised the alarm in good time. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, because of communication challenges. In fact, I've just given our numbers that are supposed to reach us on. We have given them numbers so that in case of anything that will happen again, they should be able to get in touch in good time so that we can be able to respond within the 15 minutes that we have set. Yeah.
When you tell us that you're having a coordinated search and rescue mission, that includes the KDF and also the administration police, as well as those working across the Savo National Park, that's the KWS officers. How is it? How are you able to coordinate that mission?
In fact, I'm the chief coordinating, commander. We have established a command and a control center where everything is being brought and reported there so that we can be able to now give it out to the public. Otherwise, we are very well coordinated. All the agencies are on the ground through my efforts and, of course, the good efforts of my colleagues here. Yeah.
Lastly, here we have a situation whereby we have a foreigner who was abducted on our soil here in the country. What does that mean to the security agency and, of course, the country at large?
I want to say and reiterate that this is an isolated incident. It has never happened before, and because it's isolated, let us not give it the publicity that is not so supposed to be, to be given. So we are doing everything possible to make sure that we bring these people to book. So there should be no worry. People should not get worried. We are on the ground, doing everything possible to make sure that we get this lady alive. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. That was the regional commander, Noah Muivanda, giving us an update saying that they have all the proper apparatus on the ground to ensure that the pursuit of these particular attackers, gunmen who attacked the Chakama Trading Center, will bear fruit, and of course telling the public to calm down and work with the local administration to ensure that these particular attackers will be brought to book. Of course, he's saying that they're following on leads that will definitely lead them to where these particular gunmen could likely be hiding. Remember that the place where they fled to is a vast forest in Galana Kulalo, just across River Sebaki from where the attack occurred. Also, we are following up on those that are still nursing injuries in hospital, and we will be bringing you all that update in our subsequent bulletins, that is in 7 p.m. NTV Jioni and 9 p.m. NTV Tonight. But for now, Gladys, let me hand it over back to you so that you can continue with other daily stories from all over the country.
Thank you. Kevin Mutai speaking to us from the Malindi police station, and he has updated on the status as far as the kidnapped Italian NGO worker who was taken away on Tuesday from the Chakama Trading Center and the search and rescue mission is still ongoing, as you've heard from the commandant, and that will be coming to you as and when we receive the details. Now, Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chairman Wafula Chebukati has dismissed a petition filed in Parliament by former Kakamega Senate aspirant Seth Panyako, seeking his removal on the basis that he gazetted different results from the ones provided by the returning officer during the 2017 senatorial election. Now, Chebukati says the petition before the National Assembly Justice and Legal Affairs Committee is misplaced, misdirected and lacks substance. Chebukati has accused Panyako of blackmailing the Commission in a bid to distract the Commission from pursuing costs of litigation that Panyako has not paid the Commission after losing his petition both at the High Court and Court of Appeal. Chebukati says Panyako lost the senatorial seat fairly.
The winner was Cleophas Wahungu Malala, 258,000, is it 58? 178 votes. And it's the same figure which is in the Kenya Gazette. The pack of allocations leveled up by Mr. Panyako is an attempt to blackmail the IBC in a bid to distract it from pursuing the costs of litigation which he has not paid the Commission up to date.
Police on Tuesday rescued two girls aged 12 years hidden in a home in Igamba Ngombe, that is in constituency Tharaka Nithi County, after allegedly undergoing female genital mutilation. The police officers acted after receiving information from a children's rights organization in the area. According to the police, the twins were circumcised by a well-known woman in the area who allegedly collaborated with their mother. The girls were taken to Chuka Referral Hospital where they received treatment. The mother of the girls says she decided to let her daughters undergo the cut to avoid bringing curses to the family.
Hata wili aliwataili kumlazimisha nilikuwa namlazimisha njoo nilikuwa na save maisha ya watoto. Sasa ninjue nikulazimishwa njoo hata mimi nililazimishwa.
Kenya Airports Authority is betting on the decentralization of cargo airlifting from Nairobi to facilitate growth of a country's exports. Now, the authority says use of Eldoret Airport by international airlines will play a catalytic role in attracting exporters looking for more convenient routes to target destinations. In 2017, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport loaded 223,000 tons in cargo traffic, accounting for 98% of all commercial cargo airlifted from Kenya.
Now we have Ethiopian Airlines, which comes twice a week, which originates from Addis, goes to Sharjah, comes to Eldoret and back to Addis. This is an aircraft which is operated at 777, which we can also use now as an exporting aircraft through Eldoret, because they are now directly, they do not call on Nairobi, they go directly to Sharjah. And for farmers, it will be much easier for them to export to Middle East using the Ethiopian Airlines.
Back to the coast now, and the Kenya Forest Service has accused a senior Kenya Defence Force officer of allegedly grabbing its land in Kilifi town. Now, the KDF officer is also accused of using his influence to intimidate KFS officers. According to KFS Coast Regional Deputy Commander Harrison Afwata, the land estimated at 5 acres has been set aside for construction of offices for the department and has staff houses built on it where some of the officers reside. Now, the KDF officer is said to have demolished the wall, saying he had documents to prove ownership. The KDF officer has been told to vacate before the matter is taken to court. 5 people were arrested and handed over to the KILIFI police station. However, KFS says no action was taken against the suspects. Grabbing of public land in Kilifi County has been on the rise, and an MCA was arrested for allegedly leading hundreds of residents to storm the Agricultural Development Corporation land at Kisiwani. A Quranic school in Garissa known as DECENTRALISING has for the first time introduced physical activities for its pupils who spend long hours sitting while reciting and memorizing the Holy Quran. Now, Quranic schools have traditionally treated sporting activities as unworthy and discouraged pupils who love to engage in the activities. However, Amol Quran School is changing that by offering children the opportunity to engage in sports in the hopes of keeping them active and engaged in the learning of the Quran, especially during this long school holiday.
The Quranic school, known to Somalis as DECENTRALISING, is a center for memorization of the Holy Book for Muslims. Learners in DECENTRALISING are tutored by Ma'alim or Sheikh, who are known for zero tolerance for distractions, conducting their classes in a strict environment that demands full concentration with no room for play. However, Quran School has recently started allowing physical activities for the first time, becoming the first DECENTRALISING to offer such activities.
Yo, haikuwa mbeleni kawaida watoto wacheze katika DECENTRALISING mpira, na walimu wa kitambo walikuwa wanachapa watoto wakiona wanacheza mpira, walikuwa wanachapa.
Traditionally, DECENTRALISING is an important part of many Somalis' childhood development. They are enrolled as young as 4 years old. They spend long hours sitting while writing, reciting and memorizing the 114 chapters of the Quran, which is written in Arabic. With the focus and time it deserves, physical activities has long been viewed as a waste of time. But now this Quranic school is using sports to keep the children active and energized.
Lakini sasa tumeona watoto hawafurahi sana, wakikaa tu wanaboeka. Tumeona watoto wafurahie wacheze.
Vile tumeanza kucheza mpira, watoto wanafurahi, wanasoma Qur'ani vizuri, wanakuja mapema.
The long school holiday is an opportunity for the kids to be more involved in the learning of the Holy Quran. And the sporting activities are already sharpening their concentration while developing a meaningful bond between them and their teachers.
Mbeleni walikuwa wengine wanaenda mbali kucheza mpira wakitoroka DECENTRALISING.
Tunafurahi sana, tumepata PE DECENTRALISING. Tulikuwa tunapatanga fursa PE shuleni, saizi imeletwa DECENTRALISING.
It is a joyous break with much excitement for these kids, and they are thankful to their teachers for accepting and introducing sporting activities in their DECENTRALISING.
Salah Muhammad, NTV, Garissa.
A great initiative there, especially for growing children. Now, Kenya and Mozambique have signed a visa waiver framework that will make it easier for their citizens to interact and trade with greater ease. President Uhuru Kenyatta announced this after a meeting with Mozambique President Filipe Nyusi, who is on a 3-day state visit that includes attending the Blue Economy Conference that starts next week on Monday.
It's the first visit of President Filipe Nyusi of Mozambique in the country. President Filipe was received by President Uhuru Kenyatta and accorded full military honors, including a 21-gun salute. President Filipe's visit is part of efforts by both leaders to enhance relations between their countries and review bilateral cooperation. President Kenyatta announced that after talks with his Mozambique counterpart, they had agreed to make travel and business between the two countries easier.
And we have agreed and today signed an appropriate visa waiver framework between our two countries. The signing of this MOU on visa waiver will facilitate our people-to-people contact and indeed become pivotal in enhancing our trade as well as cultural exchanges between our two peoples.
President Kenyatta highlighted Mozambique's wealth in terms of natural gas and offshore wealth and said country had much to share with Kenya.
Kenya has noted the tremendous progress that has been made in the growth of gas, coal and oil exploration in Mozambique. and Kenya seeks to learn from Mozambique's best practices, including transfer of technology, as we embark on developing our own extractive industry. And indeed, one of the proposals that we are considering is the importation of liquefied gas and coal from Mozambique starting next year through a government-to-government agreement.
Nyusi was accompanied to Nairobi by a high-level delegation, including ministers. The Mozambican delegation will meet a Kenyan one for discussions expected to realize agreements. President Filipe is scheduled to meet with members of the Makonde community living in Kenya's South Coast after President Kenyatta officially declared the community the 24th third Kenyan tribe. President Filipe will on Monday attend the Blue Economy Conference in Nairobi. Kaltun Jama, NTV.
Niaje, want to invest in a biashara that will take you.
Nigeria revived their 2018 Africa Women Cup of Nations campaign with an easy 4-0 win over Zambia in Cape Coast. The Super Falcons lost their opening match 1-0 to South Africa and were facing an ignominious elimination from the tournament. Now the win sees the Super Falcons in Zambia tied on 3 points in second and third place in Group B respectively. Meanwhile, South Africa have one leg in the semi-finals following a 7-1 thrashing of Equatorial Guinea in the second Group B encounter at the Cape Coast Stadium.
And that's it, making it 3-0. It was looking like that was going to settle almost everything, and then opportunity came back again, but that was an excellent goal there from Rashida. That was a final blow, final touch in the ball there. Good save there from Nali, and Dero Koronko picked their sport. Oh.
Former Chelsea and Ivory Coast forward Didier Drogba has announced his retirement as a player. The 40-year-old scored 164 goals in 381 appearances in 2 spells at Stamford Bridge, helping them win the Premier League 4 times and the Champions League in 2012. He also won 4 FA Cups and 3 League Cup victories during his time in West London. Drogba had most recently been playing in the US with Phoenix Rising, the second-tier club in which he is a co-owner, and he had been expected to announce his retirement following the United Soccer League Cup final defeat to Louisville City earlier this month. To some F1, Fernando Alonso is leaving Formula One after Sunday's season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but McLaren say they will not hesitate to seek his services again if needed. The double world champion has not ruled out a comeback while recognizing it is unlikely at 37 years old, but team boss Zak Brown said the Spaniard will be the first driver he called if there was a problem. McLaren have an all-new lineup for 2019 with Spaniard Carlos Sainz joining from Renault and British teenager Lando Norris stepping up from a reserve role.
Yeah, that's certainly a possibility. If something happened and we needed a driver, he'd certainly be on our speed dial, and it just depends what other commitments he's maybe made and does it conflict or not. But we certainly wouldn't hesitate if we needed a driver that's not one of our current 2 to have Fernando be the first on the speed dial list.
Details to other day stories that we are following up for you coming on NTV. That is at 4 o'clock. That is called Al Asiri, and our subsequent bulletins at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. Have a good afternoon. My name is Gladys Gachanja.